Okay. Um, Gonna try this again. I thought I recorded. Well, I did record, but with no audio. I had a session this morning laying out what it is I try to do every morning, specifically between really 9:45 and 10. I'm looking to make one good trade, making 1.4 to 5 2 R, and being done. Not trying to hit a home run. Um, I like to take 2 to 4 cons. Right now, my top's that XFAs. I'm only at the 2 con tier right now, but we'll be at the 3 or 4 con tier soon and be back at 4 cons. But trading in that window, taking 2 to 4 cons, I use 10-point hard stop and scale basically like 10, 12, 16, 20, 22, somewhere in there. But like on my funded accounts, where I'm scaling it. I was doing 10 and like 15, but now I'm doing like 12 and then 12 and 16. I'm trying to capture 20 points. Excuse me, 30 points. But with this entry model, I used to put my stops above wicks or below wicks for short or long. Or I used to, it's now if the entries are usually good enough where if 10 points isn't working out, then it's not working out. So there's no reason trying to fight the trade or move my stop back and stay in the trade, and then you end up now you're down $1,200 in one trade, especially on a prop firm account. It's just not going to work. My overall goal is to fund several AMP accounts, cash accounts. I've done one before, but like I said, I'm really dialing in this system. I'd like to be done with prop altogether and go full diesel here. But I'm just now seeing nice profitability. I've been floundering. I mean, I was in House of Stacks when Maple first started the room back in, was it 21? And then I did options and I didn't know what I was doing. I'm like, this looks good. It's losing money there. I was doing the wheel strategy, but I didn't realize it was in a bull market. So I'm, selling puts and then flipping those stocks, and then I got bagged with so many SPACs, and I lost a lot of money doing that. I regret that. And then I got into futures, and then I found ICT, super successful with ICT, but I was on the paper side of, I think I turned out my first evals like nothing. But then I could not mentally keep it together for my PAs on Apex and ever get a payout because I had no discipline. And it's really only the last like month I have been dialed in on discipline and really implemented this 15-minute strategy because with my work schedule and how busy I am, I can't keep the charts open all day because if you keep the charts open all day, you're gonna take a trade and you're gonna do something stupid. So anyway, I'm gonna go back to Friday. Last Friday was it? I mean, most days are really fun days. So we'll go 9:30 and just kind of walk you this real quick, and then I'll quickly jump in. I'll replay today's session, what I did live today. I'll try to mimic the same exact thing. So Friday last week, and I'll replay this. Let's go to here, and we'll start from here. So I'll get to my desk. When I say desk, I mean anywhere. I usually am on a job site. I work in the field as a service technician for lighting controls. I'm never at a desk. I don't. I have this. I have this dog of a computer. It's 15-inch Dell. Someday I hope to just trade full time and have some sweet rig. But right now it's a 15-inch Dell that I'm usually mobile hotspotting on a job site or I'm sitting in my car. So anyway, I get the desk at 9:30. I will mark levels, like here I mark the buy side, using some ICT concepts. But Friday was just ripping, so I might mark out some some levels. Call this, sell side. I definitely would grab that. Anyway, but I really, I'll mark 938 is like I'll start to look stuff, and then 945 I do this start of the setup. 945 is when now I'm really ready to throw some orders out there, and then 10 a.m. I'm done. And so what we're looking for are vFills, I call them. They're really just glorified. It's really just supply demand, but for me, I give I implement like specific entries and sell orders or limit orders, sells, or limit order buys. I've never market anymore because FOMOing or just saying, "Oh, this looks good, I'm jumping in." Does it? I don't know, unless you're lucky, or I mean, unless you don't mind having your stops. Like if you're trading on a bigger time frame where you don't mind being red 40 points. I don't do that, so I'm always setting orders. But explaining a V is essentially there's a V here, right? Like you see this upside down V. So at some point in the market, I think we might have gotten there already, but like I would draw this out. I'm on the inside, and by the way, I'm trading the 30-second. I'll look at entries for 30-second, 15-second. Gives you precise entries using the 5 and 15 as higher time frame method. So anyway, this would be an example of a V. I would mark this out as minus vFill. And essentially, market's going to come down, and when it gets back up and basically rebalances this, you look to short it again. Same thing. This you could call this a V. Mark I guess the most inside candle, the lowest candle, like here, and you would say this in this area, precisely this area, plus V. You would place an order right here. For a long, and then that's where I like to use the 15-second. You can dig into this more and see that, hey, this looks even like a deeper V, so to speak. And I'll call. So the trick is, where do you want to? I've seen the 30-second usually works pretty well, but there's sometimes it goes to that when it really sticks out. You'll go for the 15-second. So when I first started doing this about 6-7 months ago, I was taking every one of these. Like you could say this is a V. Like what about that one? See how it just blew through it. This is a V, and this one did work. It respected it. It went probably 5 ticks red and then dumped. You see these all over the place, and you're like, well, which one do I use? And so you do have to have some context of the trend and some of the levels, basic market structure, but instead, I've reserved it just basically between 9:45 and 10, and taking whatever shows up there, and it makes everything easy. I don't have to worry about my weekly, my monthly, my daily, my hourly, all this, who's fighting who, bulls and bears. I'm basically trading this precise price action. So. Again, we're going to let this play out. So again, prior I'd probably take the long here right at open, and you just get ripped through. So that's where I'm tailoring this time through, because you just instantly be red and be like, well, why didn't that work? Really, the entry becomes an entry on the other side. So again, I stay away from open, and as we move through here. And then it also prevent, like, when I first started, this is just FOMO city, and then you're debating, are we reversing here? We clear this out, we clear this sell side here, like, oh, we're going up, and you get it along like right here, and then you just get smoked. So I am now very comfortable. I basically start, even if I won't do the work, I'm getting the computer like right now. I have no levels marked. I can see stuff start to play out. You could argue that this is a little V. This is pretty obvious, like V that's forming on the 30. However, it's happening before 938. I just marking it. Also want to show you this too. This does look really good on the 15 seconds. So just for fun, we're going to draw this out past my 10 a.m. window. I'm going to call this a minus vFill 15 seconds. There's a, this candle snuck in here. I'll go back to 30. I would also start marking this. This is after 938, but still 945 V, stuff that's forming. So you could maybe look for a short here. This looks like something, again, if you're just you're just trying everything. And you can see here, it rips right through it. This is quite, this is huge. So again, when I was trying this 6-7 months ago, I would have taken a short here and instantly stopped out or blown out. So again, it's at this point now at 9:45, I really start to pay attention. You have this level here. You have the 15 second, but they're both the same thing. I've actually seen both levels get respected. This will be shorts later on the day, or I don't know how the days plays out, so I'm just kind of calling it like that. But it's right here. 9:45 happens. I see this displacement here, and I remember on Friday with John, I said, okay, I like this. I'm going to call this my minus vFill 30-second. And I'm going to watch it. I look at not the C, and then you have this V as well. And now we can see how's this V. And then I'll mark it like below the day as like sell side, as a level to be swept. So what I want to see is it not really fill this, but just kind of stall in here and then come back up here and then take out sell side. But like I said, I'm looking for this trade to be done before this line here, before my 10 a.m. And I want to be doing other things. So I will start to get my, I use Tradeovate and my brackets ready. And as I see this displace, I'm really seeing this form. So what I'll do is I'll get this order ready at this point already because I'm digging it. We're in the magic hour. And I would set my sell right here. I would give it 10 points. And I would look to probably get, right here in this V here is where I would get all out. But again, I scale the first two contracts. The first contract, always at 10. I'm over trying to get rich. I just want to lock in profit. And I also move to break even pretty quick because I'd rather have, I'm over 72, 73% on this entry method. And I'd rather just, even though you're not capturing full moves or big home runs or break even sometimes, it's so nice the next day you just start over again and you have a banger day, $1,200. And the day before you made like $50 because but I have an 80% hit rate, 75% hit rate. I don't care anymore. So I'd set something like this up and wait for this because this is happening right after 9:45. Actually, so we would be in here because I'd get tagged in here, and you can see I'm already out. The total was 27 handles or whatever. I would have scaled here, but you can see how fast this move is, and it's a sniper move. I like to look at it like I'm a sniper scalper. And right here, I post my gains. I screenshot this. I use my own Discord and my own journal. I have been for years. Again, I live trade in my own Discord with my buddy John every morning. That's helped me just immensely, trying to talk through trades and keeping patient. But I'm done at this point, and I shut it down. So I hope that makes sense. That's basically my entry. But I remember this day I called out to Joe. He was live streaming, but I said, watch this level, the 576 level, if you want to go down to 15 second. Now this really stands out. After you start looking at these things and you start seeing price action, this, like if you're looking at this screen, this needs to be dealt with. This is unbalanced price, and it kind of trolled it. We didn't get back up in here. And if you just play the rest of the day out, if you were to set a sell, let's just say right here, give it 10 points. We clear buy sign. And I believe, does it happen in my box here? Yeah, you get tagged in, it goes what, 6 points red? And I think this does stop out. But by now, like if I'm in this trade, I'm already I'm already moving at break even. But you can tell this move right here, and I've also, this looks minute. That's 16 points. I would have been out in my 2 contracts. I'm already out, but I'm scaling at 12 and 16, so that's 28 points. Like even then, does it stop out? I can't remember. Okay, it doesn't. So you can see that. I mean, it's super cool. I think I probably would have stopped out here if I was taking this, but the point is, I'm done by now, and I don't care about this stuff, and I don't care about anything. I don't do FOMC anymore. I don't trade the afternoon. I'm sure, until if I can systematically remove 30 to 50 points out of the market every morning and be in a trade for freaking 5 minutes, sign me up. So I hope that makes sense. Again, here's another one. You can see this V here, although I'm done. We're on the 15 second. This is probably the trade of the day. If you were to miss that, I would have taken this hands down right here. I did post this, but you can see these entries top tick. So this V sticks out like crazy to me. And it's in, if you're just looking in this square, this is a boner V. So you're going to set a sell here. I'm scaling most all it right here. And then if you want to, I'm learning where I'm taking 4 contracts. I'll let one run out to here. Dude, it's magic. So let me go to the live. Let me trade, like, quote unquote live from this morning. I'm going to do it on Trade of 8 replay real quick. Market replay. Go to replay. So we're gonna go this morning at 9:30. Sure. Trade of 8's drawing tools aren't the best. I'm gonna pause it. Well, you know what? We got time. I'll slow it down to like 110. Anyway, so on Trade of 8 here, this is this morning. I mark out levels, but first thing I always do is I'll do my vertical line. So 938, we gotta be 9:45. Some magic happening. We're obviously again ripping all day, all morning. Also for me, it's nice to see big news events, like say 8:30, where I used to FOMO missing out on some entries doing this stuff, and now I just don't care what happens before this time frame, and it eases my mind. I can really focus. So let's speed. So here's my window. I'll go to the 15-minute real quick. I'll mark. I have the midpoint range. It's kind of nice. Trade of 8 does this. The midpoint of the high and low for, like, you guys call it the golden zone. But again, I like to be done before the golden zones even mess with. So I'll mark out like data or news low. And then, you know, there's nothing really out here. If I gotta scroll for levels, I'm just not. We took out this buy side here, so I'm just gonna see what happens in this level and see. I'm just gonna see what happens. So I'm gonna speed this up. Ooh, 240. Let's go to the back to our 30-second. That's my best friend. And then I have the 15-second on this tab. How fast this is. Why does that not feel faster? Maybe you have to pause and play it. I'm impatient too. My wife has to leave soon. I'm at home now, and we'll wrap this up soon. Certainly doesn't feel like 400% though. Oh yeah, I can talk about these brackets. I have, for my top step, I have a couple 1.4R, 1.2R, and then when I take 4, I have 1.5. So I scale at 10, 14, 22, scaling 2 at 14 for when I take 4 cons. But I will generally do this one on my 2R, 1.4R. I know it's really precise, but it's just, and I just love being consistent. So I'll do this. I love using, I don't use trade copier. Because I love the brackets where, you know, you can't trade copy and Tradevate with brackets. So I'd rather just flip pages. Normally I'll have multiple tabs up for each account and then use my bracket and just quickly, you know, with the brackets, like right here, you can float it and you can see where the brackets are right now. It'll show you where that kind of falls. Oh gosh, now it's doing. That's right. I remember this boner candle here. So anyway, we're getting close to 9:45. Again, you see a nice V here. I would have taken this prior, back when I was kind of figuring this whole thing out. And you can see you just got smoked. I don't like this. What? Horizontal line. So again, it happens before 9:38. Before 9:45. I just mark it, and because really I just like to draw lines. So anyway, this is sell side. You could argue that it's swept, so maybe you look for it to reverse now. You really just narrow your world down to this little window of time, and you use all these concepts I've learned and just apply it to this area. I'm not worried about scrolling around EMAs. I trade, you know, butt naked like this all the time, just a couple lines. I don't use VWAP. And I'm gonna wait till 9:45 breaches and then see what comes up with here. We'll pretend we're doing 4 cons, and I'll get like this ready. Because this is exactly what I did this morning. So we're pushing higher. So now we've taken out this level. Looking for a prominent V for the downside to show up, kind of like this. I want something like this to show up, sort of like happen at 9:45. Sorry, I just took a drink. I probably shouldn't do that. Okay, so I'm liking this. If this were to like, it's gotta, can't just be some. So I will mark. I can, I've seen this enough now. I'm seeing where this could be a potential V entry right here on the 32nd, especially if we get some displacement down in through here. And it's not quite 9:45, but it's close. That's where some of this is just a feel thing. I'm gonna wait, even though you start to get antsy sometimes. If we can, I like this volume and balance gap. We'll see if we can get a little more pushed down. I might. It's like right now. I'm gonna set. I'll get ready to set a sell right here, and plus I like where my stop ends up. Above these wicks anyway. But if it doesn't, I just keep it there. I just don't care. So here's my setup right here. I kind of let this just ride. Sometimes I'll adjust my last leg. I'll set this to here. But if it at 22 handles, it's right below this level here. I don't mind it. So now I'm in, and we just wait. We're after 9:45. Okay, now let's see if this first. I think the first target goes away, right? I don't remember. I like the little candle setting up. So you get good at reading 30-second candles. I'm just going to do a little dance for me, but I'm really liking this setup. And as soon as we sweep some of the, probably the major one should be this middle one. Okay, got one. I will move all this to break even. It's going to troll me here. I get better with the trolling. I'm okay with this because of the time. Before I wasn't okay, but we're in this window. Again, you could add here, I think. Again, if you're just missing this and you feel FOMO, man, I've seen the good entries. They give you another chance. And you just got to trust this. So at this point, if this moves down lower, I'm going to move it all to break even because I'm going to go break even now on all these. Okay, so now we're out. So now I'm down to one. And I'm just going to leave this here. This is like my 22 handle move, I think. 20. This is at 20. I'll just go right here. But my last one, I'm in a free one, and I'm looking for that last push down, and we're out, and I'm done. And this doesn't show. Anyway, it's over $1,000, I think. Total P&L. Right. Yeah, 1,190, and I'm good with that. So I believe this pushes up one more time and dumps. So basically, you know, I'm looking for top ticks. I'm sniping the crap out of this, and I'm just done. I think this gives you a third entry. I would never probably do this the third time. Although I would, if I didn't take a trade yet, I would see how you got like a little V here. I'd take that. Now this goes a little more red, but is that within 10 points? I'm not sure. Anyway, once you start seeing this way and you get comfortable with the, what's a 15-second look like? Yeah, so you can get this 15-second entry. I know this is a little hairy, but she rips down from here. she's bye-bye, and you can pretty soon move into a break-even trade. But once you really start back testing it, again, another thing I do every morning is I get up at 5 every morning and make coffee, and I will I read and do some old now, some exercise, a couple stretches, and anyway, I do a session of FX replay. Highly recommend, because there's some days I take a loss and I can just journal that, and it's like I took a real loss before I trade, and it does me wonders. And I also do an FX replay before bed every night, so I do 2 sessions. I'll backtest like something, the same system, same setup from like 2 years ago, so it's totally random, and it works. It works. So, all right, guys, I hope you enjoyed it.